Welcome to Trails of Enchantment, where we travel and discover the diverse cultures and nature of the borderland region, where we share the stories of the places, the art, and the people that make up this beautiful land. We're here to preserve and celebrate the uniqueness of the past, share a taste of the present community, and engulf the bright future that awaits. Trails of Enchantment. Let's start on the trail. For our first stop on the trail, we will visit a state park and historic site in West Texas, Hueco Tanks, where people can hike and enjoy the outdoors as well as explore the 1,000-year-old pictographs left by ancient people. Join us as we dig deep into the history and beauty of this amazing landmark.
My name is Nicole Roque, and I am the Community Engagement Specialist at Hueco Tanks State Park and Historic Site. It became a state park in 1969. Before then, it was mostly privately owned. The Escondrias family owned and operated Hueco Tanks from 1898 to 1956. Silverio and Pilar Escondrias lived there. They had 11 children. A lot of the things that you see out here at the site are remnants of the park's ranching history, so to sustain their cattle and to sustain their way of life out here. What makes Hueco so special is the rock's ability to hold water. So there's two really important features about it. This is an igneous intrusion, which means it was hot magma that came up from under the earth, but because of the way it was formed, it's created some really important features. First is our namesake, the huecos. So hueco, being the Spanish word for hole or hollow, are these holes or these pockmarks in the rocks that you'll see. And they range in size anywhere from pretty small, like softball size, to huge. Some of them are the size of like Olympic-sized swimming pools. The other really important feature of this rock is just the nature of it. It has a low permeability, which just means that the pore space between the minerals and the rock is pretty small, so the amount of water that's able to seep into the rock is low, which makes those huecos really important. They can hang on to water with rainfall, so depending on where they're located, if they're in the sun or if they're really deep, if they're shaded, anywhere from a couple of days to some of them have water 365 days a year. And so that's incredibly important in our desert environment. Here in the Chihuahuan Desert, we typically see about 8 to 10 inches of rain per year. It's not a whole lot. So a place that can hang on to water is just so special. So that water supports lots of plant life, things that you don't typically think to see in a desert environment, ferns and liverworts and mosses. And so all of those things is really what brought people here. The archaeological record says that there's about 10,000 years of human history. And that's just what we can prove, right? But there's likely much more history than that. We know that we've been in this region for a really long time, but Hueco Tanks is significant in that just about every culture and time period is represented here in some way. So the pictographs can range up to 8,000 years old. We have pre-colonial culture we now call the Jornada Mogollon. They're in this region from about the year 400 to about 1450. And they left a good majority of the images, including the over 200 painted face or mask designs, which is the largest collection of this type of motif that's been documented in North America. And so these faces, they are all over the place. No two are the same. They have similar elements, but they're in different colors, different styles, different sizes. Some of them are really easily accessible. There's a couple in this site where we are now. Some of them are really inaccessible. There's a site up on top of North Mountain that you can visit. It's called Cave Kiva, and it's a little opening in the rock that you have to belly crawl into, and then it opens up. And so we don't have a whole lot of oral history or interpretation of these images, but we do assume their importance because they did take a lot of time and energy and resource to leave these images on the rocks. To visit the park, it's always best to try and make a reservation. We do have capacities out here for self-guided access. So to do that, you can find the reservation number on our website. Call that reservation number, try and make a reservation for the park. You can also make tour reservations. We offer tours Wednesday through Sunday all year long. The park is open year-round, 365 days a year. Summer hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're open 7 to 7, and then winter hours are 8 to 6. It's free, so there's no charge to come in, and it's just a really great way, if you've never been out here, to become acquainted with the site and learn some of the really amazing things that you can do here.
Follow along as we hitch on over to the 9th Annual Las Cruces International Film Festival. Here we will meet local filmmakers, directors, and actors, and get a chance to sit down one-on-one with the legendary Ron Perlman and Eric Roberts.
So I'm a student at CMI there at NMSU, and I wanted to see, what kind of local filmmakers, what do they got out here. Of course, I want to see Ron Perlman. So that's a big thing. We'll see if we get to go to that one.
We are actually local actors here in Las Cruces, and Molly has a film here this year, and I am just here to support and just be excited for everybody and see Molly's movie, which is called
A Long Road to Chow. It'll be the first time that I see it all the way played out with all of its edits, and I came early today to support the local filmmakers because I love the community here. They're creatives and they are just like mind-blowingly talented, so I'm like, I gotta see it with my eyes.
It's dumb. It's dumb how talented people are here. I love it.
I love film acting. And I love the challenge of having to be so familiar with a character that you can do the last scene first.
Well, I got a lot of friends who attended the school here and who I worked with along the way. And when they introduced the idea of me coming down here, film festivals are sort of the nourishment, the nutrition of movies and our relationship with the public.
I always look for the humanity that made somebody into a monster, if I'm playing a monster.
And you literally have played a monster.
I literally have, and I'm actually playing one right after I leave here in the parking lot.
I'm a pretty big dreamer. I always had big dreams, but the way things worked out were way beyond my dreams, and so I don't really have anything left that I'm dying to do, other than just keep doing it and just keep and being involved with creative minds and people who are obsessed with telling stories that shine a light on the human condition.
If you got a movie that you absolutely need to make, figure out a way to make it. Call up all your friends.
You don't need to go to Hollywood to do it. You can do it from anywhere. There is no destination. There is no place that is the essential place in order to do something like be creative. That comes from within you, and you can do it from anywhere.
I'm a filmmaker myself, which is why I started the film festival, is I couldn't find a film festival that I was satisfied with as a filmmaker, so we started our own. We're the largest student-run film festival in the country, so we have about 60 students doing everything from the marketing, the Q&As, ticket sales, driving our celebrities, so that it's really student-run, so it's really exciting.
I came here to see mostly like Hellboy. I've been a fan since I was like 1.
Yeah. It's her favorite movie. She used to watch this instead of cartoons.
One of my favorite things to do is to inspire kids. So to see all these young people filling up this room today was so wonderful, and it harkens me back to me being a kid myself, sitting in those very same seats, asking industry professionals the same questions, and it was good to see the next generation of storytellers sitting in the seats.
I feel so grateful, like coming from my background and coming from like the area and having the opportunity to talk to these people who feel sometimes like a million miles away. Like it pulls the students who are learning closer to the people who work in the industry to say, hey, this isn't such a hard to reach achievement, you know, or it is hard, but it's not impossible.
And, you know, nowadays in casting and in writing and anything you're doing, you want people to look like and sound like and feel like people.
I haven't been asked that many intelligent questions in a row in probably 30 years. Yeah, it was really fun today.
Yeah, and the feeling that we can bring something into their lives, that you can't beat that feeling. It's the best, you know, and they have a lot to offer. I mean, these are fascinating people. We love Las Cruces. We loved filming here. We love everything from the architecture. I mean, we really love it. We love the people. It's a great feel.
I would like to start an annual visit every year.
This is really insane. We totally didn't see this coming. By the way, what's up with all the people not coming? We came from Europe.
We are from the small city of Groningen in the Netherlands, a tiny city in a much smaller part of the world than we are here, and we made the film with 30, 50 people, hundreds of extras together, and at the end of the day, this film was just made by a lot of people who love filmmaking.
I really feel like the films that we bring in from everywhere around the world gives them a taste of cultures that they necessarily wouldn't have access to without traveling there. So this is a good foot in the door to different areas of the world.
Next, we are heading to Alamogordo, New Mexico to visit the Alameda Park Zoo. Learn about the humble beginnings of the zoo, as well as the conservation effort to help critically endangered species bounce back in the wild. Take a trip on the trail with us to learn all of this and more.
My name is Kate Rogers. I'm the zoo manager, and this is the Alameda Park Zoo. So the zoo actually started in 1898. It was a train stop, and we had a duck pond area with some deer, part of an area for the train to stop and let their passengers get off. And this was a big train depot area back then, and then slowly the zoo has grown into what it is today. Right now there's about 90 species and 175 animals. The original zoo was a duck pond and some deer, so it's way past tripled, I would guess. Right now, Alameda Park houses the addax. They are considered critically endangered. We have the Mexican gray wolves, and I believe that's it right now. So we're part of the Mexican gray wolf SSP program. So the SSP program is the species survival program put in place for critically endangered animals for zoos to help with the conservation project and get these animals' numbers reestablished out in the wild. So actually the Mexican gray wolves, they are federally owned. So each year there's a group of facilities that put together a yearly program of what wolves are moving to what facilities, what wolves are going to be bred, what wolves are being released, and then what wolves are going to be kept at holding facilities like Alameda Park Zoo. We're not really considered like a breeding program when it comes to the species survival programs. Ours is mainly for exhibit animals, for education. Right now we're working on our north end of our zoo with our Mexican gray wolf exhibit. And then our next project is going to be the duck pond on the south end of the zoo. That's going to be redone with a new taper back quarters, new perimeter fencing, and a new bird exhibit. We're working on gearing up for our junior zookeeper programs. We break it down into each day. We have a mammal day, we have a bird day, we have a reptile day, enrichment day, and then an animal training day. And those kids get to go along with the keepers and see really what it takes to take care of all these animals. And they get to help build the enrichment, they get to help make diets, and then the last day of the camp, they get to go through with the keepers and watch the keepers hand out everything that they've made and prepared throughout the week to give to those animals. This is Mouse that I've got with me today. She's a red kangaroo. She was an orphan kangaroo, and we've used her to go into the schools and really get the kids to see and learn about what it takes to help these species to survive. We've tried really hard this spring to hit as many schools as we could in Otero County. I bet our education coordinator has been to 15 schools within the county. And that is part of the zoo conservation effort, is educating the public on what it takes to keep these species going. The most that we do right now, we do have some keeper talks that are tied in with birthday parties. Right now, that was our starting point, and we're working on more consistent education programs. So any of our animals that are really temperature sensitive, their exhibits are set up for extreme heat. They've got the ACs, they have a way to cool down. For the animals that need the consistent heat in the winter, they've all got heating pads, heat lamps, heaters, and the capability to be protected from any sort of cold weather coming in. We're open 9 to 5 every day except for Christmas and New Year's, and last entry is 4:30.
Next on the trail, we head up to Hatch, the chili capital of the world. Let's stop on over to Sparky's Burger, Barbecue, and Espresso and sit down with the owner, Tico Nunn, and learn about his love for collecting antiques and his famous green chili cheeseburger.
Sparky started on a set of napkins. My dad was in the restaurant business, my brother was in it. I've been scribbling menus and ideas for years, like starting maybe 30 years ago. And then this one little room came up for sale after the flood, and we bought it. And my wife said, either throw those napkins away or let's build a restaurant. My parents hated old stuff. They were like, Ward Cleaver, like Beaver's parents. If something new came up, they'd get rid of the old and get the new. But I just always loved old stuff. And so I started buying antiques when I was 17, and I never stopped. And then we found a place to display them. And people like it. They may not know what they're looking at. They may not know what year it came from or even what it's worth, but it just feels good.
I'm old. I'm 88 years old, but this stuff in here is actually stuff that I used when I was a young person, so I do remember it.
I got the A&W of the entire family on the roof. The baby, the teenager, the mama, and the papa. I bet that's exaggeration. There's not 5 sets of that root beer family in America. I just love road trips. I love finding Americana. During rush, and so we got there's Raymond, Johnny, who's been here since he was a kid, and now his kids are here. What we're well known for is the green chili cheeseburger. I knew I wanted a restaurant. My wife and daughter wanted to have coffee. So and our name is Sparky's Burgers, Barbecue, and Espresso. My son said, if we don't serve a cheeseburger here, my friends just won't let me live it down. So that's how the cheeseburger came on the menu. And of course, we're in Hatch, so we put green chili on it. I mean, what else, Medium rare or medium with just green chili and cheese. It's so simple, it's so good. Ha! Thank you guys for stopping. Thank you.
There's from Japan, from France, from Canada, from New York. There was a couple that took a road trip and followed from New York to here on Route 66 in a 66 Mustang. There's all kinds of people that come. There's some people that just drive from Tucson and come here and eat and then go back the same day. There's all kinds.
We try to come at least 3 times out of the year. Now, out of those 3 times out of the year, we try to bring someone new from our friends. Actually, this is our first this year, the summer. So, try a little trip. What is it, like about 2 hours or so drive from El Paso to here. And then once we finish, we end up taking the back road back home. And there's another place that we like hitting after this place. So.
My older brother, who I just respected and looked up to, your older brother. I mean, it was like Jack, I would go to El Paso even before we opened the restaurant, just for any reason to go see Jack, and eat at one of his restaurants. And then when he came up and started helping us, it was like, oh, this is so cool. And even back then, we had a line most of the time outside the door, and Jack was, I'm the black sheep. Jack was a multimillionaire, very successful. And guess what he would do? He would go out there and wait in line. And get chills just thinking about it. And I love greeting people because there's restaurants I go to time and again because I feel comfortable, and that's what I want to happen here. It's fun talking to people that come through. It's fun serving them. And you'll see me in the front, you'll see me in the kitchen, I'll be working on an ice machine, or like when you first walked up, I was cleaning an outdoor sink and picking up trash. And I actually enjoy doing all the different jobs, even picking up trash.
For our final stop on the trail, make sure to grab your sword and armor as we venture forth to the inaugural Lincoln Forest Renaissance Fair in Ruidoso. Here we see real combat fighters duel, test our strength with some Scottish Highland games, and have a great laugh with some of the funniest pirates in the land.
It should be fun. There's a lot of stuff that I can see already just from the gate. Something always exciting happens.
I'm one of the armored combat fighters that's based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, here with other teams from pretty much around some of the states. One of our women fighters came out from the Texas team. To where you're seeing a 3 versus 3 melee fight. We don't just do Ren fairs, we actually have a nationals competition within our sport. But at the end of the day, it's a way for us to just expel our energy, meet back up with friends, and just having fun.
Having a lot of fun looking at everyone's costumes and just sharing in the spirit of dressing up.
So we're very excited, and yeah, we're here and enjoying our costumes and our children, bringing them in to start a new tradition.
I love eating in grass.
I wanted to have an excuse to dress up and see the cool vendors, and it's a new environment to drink beer in. Yeah, it's just a good vibe and an excuse to escape reality into a new world for a day.
You all cheat. I'm not cheating. You're pirates, all you do is cheat. Well, yes, but not right now.
I am Lord Captain Lewis.
The illustrious Lord Captain Lewis.
To my left is our Master Gunner, Gunny Wolf.
Port.
To my right,
starboard.
There we go, is Jazz the Jackal. And we are the Brethren of the Sunken Skull. And we do a comic relief, I guess you'd say.
We do a show. He is the comic relief.
Well, he is the comic relief.
We are a piratical comedy show.
Yes, that's right.
We'll make you laugh, we'll make you cry, or at least we're gonna try.
We love Renaissance fairs. We thought, what's better than having one in the forest? And it hasn't disappointed.
Huzzah!
We're here to show folks Highland games or Highland athletics. We're demonstrating sheaf toss today and weight over bar. All of this, I'm sure, comes from agricultural background. At the end of the day, folks are through, and they said, well, no, McTavish threw it higher. He said, no, I threw it higher. So, and then you almost get beamed with a sheaf, so it's all good.
We've been the local theater group in town for about 3 years now, and this was just a fun project that we wanted to put together. I was like, we're maybe gonna... So we're also a scavenger hunt, and we are the people in the scavenger hunt. So part of what we're doing is a scavenger hunt, and so I'm the witch, he is the bear. We have a whole bunch of different people that are hidden throughout the park, and little kids can come sign off, and we have prizes for them if they find all of us. So it's been just a wonderful community event. Like, I feel like the community wants some nerdy stuff in this area, and we all kind of got together, and this was a love project for a lot of people. I was very emotional yesterday. Yeah. This is such like a community thing. Like, all of our volunteers are out. Like, the majority of the people here aren't making money like Osos. We're just here because we wanted to do something fun, and the community totally came together, and it's just amazing.
It feels surreal, you know, you're working on it since December is when we started talking about it, and and you're talking about it, planning, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, the gates are open, people are here, we got to do it now.
And they like us. Like, it's been one of those moments. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're here. Like, it's easy to order porta potties and get stuff going, but people showing up, that's been amazing.
All locally produced programming is available online at krwg.org and youtube.com. Thank you for joining us on Trails of Enchantment. We'll see you next time.